Hello, my name is Karen Hughes. In this module, we're going to talk about budget management with respect to the public cloud. From an agenda perspective, it's pretty straightforward. We're just going to give one slide on budget management that pertains to cloud cost control, and then we're going to go live and go into a demo and show you how the solution can manage the budgets. So when you're talking about budget management, ongoing cost analysis is really required for successful budget management. With cloud cost control, budget management is automated. You can define your budgets based on how you manage your business. So whether it's from an application grouping, individual applications, or by business unit. Through the use of tagging, you can establish the budget views that you need. So through the use of machine learning, cloud cost control detects abnormal spending behavior and provides predictive forecasting of possible budget overruns. For example, if there is a spike in that is not part of normal spending pattern, you're immediately notified. Or if spending is increasing due to abnormally high utilization of resources, you're automatically notified of a possible budget overrun. By keeping you informed of spending patterns and potential budget overruns, you can work with business owners to prevent surprises and offer solutions. You might be able to increase the budget, you might not be able to move as much work into the AWS in this current month, or it could be just that it looks like you will have excess budget and will allow you to migrate workloads, applications, possibly more aggressively. You could also set budget thresholds so you are notified of specific spend levels. So this will allow you to make spending decisions. It could be that you need to slow down usage of AWS resources to stay within your operational budget, or it could be just the opposite, that you have excess budget due to low spending and you can accelerate your migration efforts. So let's take a look and see how Cloud Cost Control does this automatically. So let's log on to the solution. And immediately it brings us to our landing page, which is the summary page. So we're going to click on the Budget tab in TrueSight Cloud Cost Control, and it's going to give us the interface that we want to work with. Immediately, you can see at a high level a great deal about your budget, including how much you've already paid or spent, as well as how much of the budget is remaining. And it also breaks that down in dollars and cents, or dollars. It also explains the projected balance and what percentage of that budget is remaining. And more importantly, it starts going in and showing you the classification of the budget, including how many of your business services are either overspenders or underspenders or actually on par or budget. Down below, we'll start seeing the different business services that are offered on the respective public cloud providers, and then an overview as far as what their budget is and projected cost, etc. You also can tell by the red versus green that there are some that are either overspenders. So whereas up here you see there are 3 overspenders, these 3 business services, HR service management, smart home IoT, and facilities service management, those are your 3 culprits. And perhaps you want to get more detail as to what is going on or why we're overspending. So if you click on the business service name, it's going to drill down into the budget for that particular business service. And here you can see a summary of the fiscal year spend for that particular business service. You can see the budget amount, the costs, the cost versus budget, your balance, projections, etc. And you can clearly see that we've already exhausted our budget for this because we're already over 100%. So there's a couple things you can do here. One, you could perhaps go back and set your budget or change the budget because now you know you're definitely going to be spending more. Or you can come back and decide whether or not you want to see a breakdown of the resources that are providing in that budget. Or maybe you want to set notifications for the fact that I want to know when I'm at 100%, or I want to know when my projected costs crosses the budget in a certain amount of days, and then send me an email. But you also, these are the default settings. You can change that by sliding this bar, and then you could manually change the either percentage or days that you want to be notified of when you are either approaching the budget total or if you've overshot it. So then we could also drill down into the details of the line items of the budget for that particular business service, so you're understanding exactly the cost of each resource that's in the particular business service, which could give you, again, much more insight. Finally, you could actually just see the resources themselves. And if you wanted to see these resources and how they're performing, very easily you can click on the server details link here, and that will give you visibility into how each of those individual servers or components of that business service are performing from a CPU, memory, and storage perspective. So if we come back to the budget tab again, one other thing I'll notice is if I did click on the business service itself, if I clicked on the summary tab, this gives me an overview of that particular business service and how much I'm spending both today, in the past, and what I'm forecasting out. So there's a great deal of information that you can realize or see leveraging this solution regarding trying to stay on top of what exactly my budget is, how close to my budget I'm actually leveraging, and how much I have left to understand whether or not I should be careful about bringing on new business services into the public cloud because I potentially could be overspending. And that's where cost optimization comes in, because with this tool, you could also start looking at figuring out ways to reduce the cost of these applications and services that are in the public cloud, but that is in a separate module. So at this point, I want to thank you for your time, and I look forward to discussing other components or other capabilities of this solution at a later time. Thanks, and have a great day.